So, what are the biggest myths students have about corporate law and how should they reframe their thinking? Like someone think that law is very difficult, like I think.
Yes, law is very difficult indeed. But what field is not? Which field is not? Tell me. Every field is huh, difficult, complex, has its own nuances. But half the battle is won if you unlearn these myths with realistic and empowering insights. Unless you get into it, you will always keep thinking this is like swimming. You read best of journals, best of books, best of manuals, but can you swim without jumping in a pool? You can't, right? So law is a very vast ecosystem. Conventionally, people used to think it's only litigation, tarikh pe tarikh, court kachari, and so on, but it is not. Today, law is very vast. We have environmental law, we have public policy, we have corporate law, we have litigation, we have IPR, and so on and so forth. So it's very diverse. It is not what people think conventionally. And people have a notion that only those who are working with the top 5 law firms will succeed in life, or only those who have made it to national law schools. Like UPSC, we have another national hobby, CLAT. 1 lakh students appear for 2,000 seats in national law schools. So yesterday, day before only, I think Monday, I was taking an orientation session for law students. So some of students were apprehensive, sir, we have not made it to NLUs, what is our future, and so on. So I told them 2,000 students would have made it to NLUs, 98,000 have not. So who will work more, 98,000 people or 2,000 people? Who will get bigger partnership slots at law firms, 98,000 people or 2,000 people? So it's not about where you work, but how much you learn, how much you grow, how much value you deliver to your clients. That will make a difference. And people also have very fancy notion that corporate law is very glamorous, very high paying compared to litigation. But I tell you, the biggest earners in legal field are those who are into litigation. Corporate law
Very true.
will look to be very glamorous, but it is very high pressure. इसमें हमें तारीख पे तारीख नहीं मिलती है. It's very deadline centric, very demanding. And other thing, I think 1 or 2 things more I can remember is that students are always nervous. That's just all about your grades and CV. How many internships you have done, where have you done, what are your, what you call CGPA or what, right?
TGPA,
So,
sir.
yes. So in our times, it was only marks. Out of 100, you have got these many marks and that. No formula complications. There were no complications. So sometimes I forget. So it's not about your grades. It's about your academic strength, yes, to a certain extent, but your communication skill, your personality, your soft skills, your awareness, your professionalism. As we say, degree, there has to be a difference between education and degree. What is degree and what is education? Can you differentiate, Soumya?
Yes, sir. Degree is just a paper.
Degree is paper and
Education, yeah. Education is the thinking and the mindset and the knowledge you get from that degree.
right. So it is said डिग्रियां तो तालीम के खर्चे की रसीदें हैं, right? It's only a receipt. You have paid for it. You have been to this college, you have studied for 5 years or 3 years, whatever, depending on your course. You have
Yes,
studied for
sir.
this many years, you have qualified, you have passed this exam. It is that receipt. Okay, डिग्रियां तो तालीम के खर्चे की रसीदें हैं. इल्म means knowledge. इल्म वो है जो किरदार is character, right? इल्म वो है जो किरदार में नजर आता है. Your education is what reflects in your character. right? So education is not what you studied in this college. Education is what you are left with once you're out of college. What remains with you is your education. So you should focus on education. What am I taking away once I'm leaving this college? That is
Yes,
education
sir.
that you should focus on. Degrees, diplomas, certifications help you to a little bit. But what carries you throughout your career, throughout your life, is your education, your character. You should focus more on that.